Hello everyone, and welcome to Jumperman Tech, where we specialize in HVAC. We do everything DIY, and today we're going to be doing a little bit of demolition for some water source split system refrigeration equipment. Thank you to everyone tuning in to Jumperman Tech. So today we're going to be doing a little bit of demolition. See this right here? This is one unit here with 4 doors, and then a second unit here with 3 doors. They're wine coolers, and these were converted. As you can see, this area right here is where the condensing unit used to be, but it was converted into a split system. You can see the pipes over there, defrost control there. Oh my god, look at that condensate pan, electric heater. Man, this is disgusting. Anyways, you see those pipes right there? Suction and liquid line. Looks like 5/8 1/4 inch or so, something like that. Anyways, wow, somebody unplugged that, but they left the machine running. Anyways, they're junking these units. So we gotta go downstairs and recover the refrigerant, cut the pipes out, remove the condensing units, and I figured this would be a good time to show you guys what I'm doing, because not too many people work on water source equipment. So these 2 units are gonna go, and getting the new one in like this, that's a beast. I spoke with the manufacturer, and they said these units, this unit specifically is around 600 pounds, and these are glass tender units. So here we have a bunch of water source equipment, and these are the condensing units, and clearly it's a split system. What is the real difference between an air-cooled and water-cooled system? Well, it's just the way that we cool the condenser. Instead of a coil with a fan, we actually have a coil here that uses water. So there's water coming from this edge, coming in, coming out, but at the same time, you have refrigerant inside here as well. So we're using water that's being pumped throughout the building through a cooling tower to cool off the condenser instead of a fan. So instead of a fan using air, we're using water to cool the condenser in a split system. That's really the only difference. But yeah, it is trickier dealing with that equipment because there's other things in play. And stick around for this video because I want to show you guys some interesting stuff. They're actually in the process of removing the chillers in the building. So this uses water that's being pumped with large pumps, centrifugal pumps, through a cooling tower, and they just changed the cooling tower in this building too. So I'm gonna see if I can get up there and get a key to show you guys, but it's gonna be an interesting one. And listen to this thing. Sounds horrible. It looks crazy here. What a freaking mess. So this is the left wine cooler, and this is the right wine cooler. So let's begin by recovering the refrigerant. First things first. Lobby bar lowboy fridges. Off, off. Power is off for these 2 units. Alright, let's begin. If you look here, this is a rib relay. And I already know this is coming from the thermostat. So they're saying, hey, we want cooling because this thing was just running. So we turned off the power for the condensing units, but there's a separate source of power for the units upstairs. I'm gonna leave those on so the thermostat's running, but I don't think there's a, yeah, I don't think so. There's no solenoid valve here. But either way, we're gonna have the power upstairs just in case for some strange reason there is one. I don't think there is one. I worked on those units before. So with a thermostat calling, if there was a solenoid, it will keep the solenoid valve open so there's refrigerant to pass, and we want that when recovering refrigerant. Let's go set up our equipment. All right, so I'm all set up here. We have our manifold set. Low side goes to the low side of the system. High side hose goes to the high side of the system, right? Middle hose goes in to our recovery machine. I think it even says it right there, in. And then out into our tank. So we're gonna open up, crack this off the back seat So it's gonna pull from here and here, and it's gonna come through. A little messy, but it's gonna go into our recovery machine, and then out of the recovery machine is gonna pump into this tank. So we're gonna recover the refrigerant from this circuit into the tank. Let's go ahead. Let's hit it. Recover. There we go. So we're gonna watch this until we go down to 0 and even below 0. This thing's gonna pull into a slight vacuum. That's how we know we got everything out of here. So as far as the fittings, we got these valves here. Service port, so you know, use your refrigeration wrench. Crack it off a back seat so we can recover, and you're gonna do that on both sides. All right, as you can see, it says complete. Well, it's slowly going down, but it was in 7 inches mercury vacuum. All right, 0, 0, beautiful. This one's done. We're gonna do the same process for this one. All right, let's go. Okay, so water-cooled condensing unit has an inlet and an outlet. So water is gonna come in, and this is your water regulating valve, go into the condenser. That's this coil right here. And then out of the condenser coil. So supply and return. This gets pumped through centrifugal pumps throughout the building into a cooling tower. In the cooling tower, it rejects the heat. Then it comes back cooler, and the cycle continues. The pipes here are absolutely ridiculous, but this is like 1/2-inch plumbing copper, and this is freaking soft copper tubing. Yeah, refrigeration guy definitely did this. Anyways, if you follow these lines, I know it's crazy, but it cycles through. Freaking bends through here, looks terrible. Here's one, so I close this valve. We can cut it here and cap it. Then the return, where'd it go? Over here. So it comes through here and it gets supplied down there. It looks absolutely ridiculous. I close it here so you can cut it here and cap it. Water's coming from this main pipe. Everything is nice and clean. You're gonna chop it up, so in the future if you ever want to take off, you could do so. That's that one. And the same for this one, it's just sanded down. I got the M12 Milwaukee pipe cutter. We're gonna chop it up. And I got the M18 Pro Press, and we're gonna cap it up. Put a little bag here to catch a little bit of water. Let's hit it. All right, we're gonna do this quick. Let's pray to God nothing's leaking. I'm just going for it. I don't even care. I wanna get out of here. Looks good to me. That's out the way. Okay. Comes to that. Could also deburr the inside and the outside of your pipe with a deburring tool, and you're ready to go. Here's the cap. Hold it into place. Set this up. Push it all the way up. That's it. Done. That's a beautiful thing. Got the same thing going on here. Let's hit it. All right. A little bit of water coming from there. No problem. Had it sanded down, deburr the inside and the outside so you know you're good. Okay. Cap it. This just makes life so much easier and faster. These power tools. Just make sure I got space where I'm at. And we do. Make sure it's all the way in. Done. Check that out. All right. That's nice. All this other spare copper, we're gonna get rid of it, and best believe I'm taking that with me. So this circuit water is isolated. We can cut everything out here, and we're pretty much gonna do the same thing here, but let's focus on this one unit. All right, let's hit it. Cool. One more. Reset the tool. Let's hit it. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yo, what happened there? That plumbing tool goes down to 1/2-inch plumbing, but underneath this fitting, it's a smaller one underneath, so I got the M12 Milwaukee multi-tool. Just got a new fresh blade on there. Let's go chop the rest of this. All right, water line is cut here. Water line is cut here, so supply and return out of the way. I got the Milwaukee M12 multi-tool. Pretty cool tool, and I'm just going to use this to start chopping things up, man. No reason to make these things perfect. You do want to get a nice round cut if you're going to be doing any sort of plumbing, especially with the press tool. But from here, let's see. I'm just going to chop this thing. I gotta do this one-handed. So where are we? Right here is our liquid line. Done. Right here is our suction line. Get this done already. Oh, bad angle. Done. Liquid line, suction line, gone. Suction line. Okay. There's a screw holding it. And where's power coming in from up here for this, right? Which is coming from there. It's one of these BX cables. This one. And what about thermostat? Oh no. Are you serious? This is 120 volts, guys. This is line voltage on a freaking thermostat cable. Look how it just runs in here. Dear Lord, man. Are you freaking serious? Alright, let's take this off. Here's the contactor, right? 120 volts. Look at the connection. This is unbelievable, man. This is the first for me. Look, it's just hooked on there. There's no connection. I'm gonna take a picture so you guys can see it. That is unreal. That is ridiculous, man. Whew. Thank God I'm getting rid of this. Kill the power upstairs. It was just plugged in. I unplugged it. But yeah, I can't believe 120 volts was going through this thermostat cable, man. My God. Anyways, this can go, and we can disconnect this one. But of course, you know, double check for no power. But it's unplugged. If there's no power there. This little ring. Jesus, what the heck? There we go. Pull that out. Pull this out. And this unit's basically free to come out. Looks like there's a couple of 5/16 screws holding this down. Come on. I'm gonna pull that out and this should come out. There's some good parts on here that honestly could be used, like that contactor don't look bad. Pressure control doesn't look bad. But yeah, we're junking this whole thing. The only thing I'm keeping from this is gonna be the copper. Maybe I'll take some stuff in here, make some videos on it. Got a current relay in there, start capacitor, and contactor. Check it out, guys, check it out. That's it. That's it, boy. All right, guys, let's shred this copper. Got some water. Tell me if you guys, drop a comment below if you guys keep the copper from demo jobs. You get a decent buck for that, no lie. Just get rid of whatever's not copper. Stuff like filter dryers, side glass. That's good to go to the junk. So just gonna remove these pipes, clean up over here, and we're gonna be all right. Cool. All right, definitely moving along. Still got some of these pipes to follow through and get rid of. Gotta get rid of this unit, but hey, this thing is empty. Power here, freaking thermostat cable. Funny enough, guys, look, this unit also has a thermostat cable. It just goes in like this. That is absolutely horrendous. Anyways, that's the process here. So pretty much we recovered the refrigerant, confirmed there is no refrigerant. You can cut the refrigerant pipes, which is going to be your suction line, your larger diameter pipe, and then your liquid line, your smaller diameter pipe. You're going to close the water valves, cut the water pipes, cap them off, shut off your main power, disconnect it. If there's a second source, disconnect that, remove it. Strip all that copper out of there. Take that with you. It's good to recycle. It's good for the environment, and it's good for your pockets too. Why not get paid for your garbage? So we're gonna repeat the same process here. And as far as upstairs, of course, you know, make sure the power is off and cut the lines there so the guys can do whatever they want to do. Let me show you guys something cool. So we had a supply and return to the water source condenser, right? So these are the two main pipes, and they branch off. So water comes in to the coil and out, and it circulates to those big pipes. Let me show you where those pipes are coming from. Here are the pumps for the condensers, and that gets pumped throughout the building. You got multiple condensers, then you also have the chilled water pumps. Here's the one chiller that's still here. It's the absorption chiller. And also, you guys, how you doing, guys? Getting rid of the other one that's there. Unbelievable work here. There's some water leaking there. That don't look too good. And then over here, if you look here, they actually have a portable chiller in place. If we look here, we got a large air-cooled chiller, and this is a temporary installation. All right, wow. This is a temporary installation. They got this hooked up to the building right now while they're changing and getting rid of the old chillers and cooling tower. Pretty interesting operation. It's a pretty big unit. So this is a temporary chiller. Very interesting. This also gets cooled off by the cooling tower on the roof, and I got the key, so just showed you, circulating water through the cooling tower and our water source condensers. All right, that's the cooling tower. You know, actually I haven't seen it since they installed it. This is a new tower. Wow, new steel work and everything. Nice. Woo! That is awesome. Serious job. So that water's being pumped through those big pumps downstairs, through this cooling tower, and through our water source condensing units. Pretty serious operation. Check that out. That's a serious machine right there. And that's a beautiful view. Beautiful day out here in New York City. All right. There you have it, guys. Everything is gone. Cut the tower over there. Got rid of all the pipes and everything. Got quite some copper in here from all these. Man, this is a crazy setup, but that's gonna be nice right there. Then over here, here's the two condensing units, and it's time for them to go. We're gonna wrap this one up here. If anyone found this video interesting or helpful, please drop a like, comment, and subscribe as I come out with new videos every week. And I'll catch you all next time.